Hey guys, it's me, Milka. Welcome back to my channel, NutAeum. In today's video, we're going to be doing another subscriber request. So this is going to be about, your career, whatever is going on in there or whatever it is that you guys need to know. I kept it pretty general, pretty open. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter reading, you guys. I'll be completely honest with you. I've been so very tired recently, and it's not even like my body is tired or my mind is tired. It's just something that I have learned from doing this professionally, is there's such a thing as spiritual exhaustion, and I feel like I've been giving spiritually, like energetically in this sense, a lot, and it happens periodically, like doing this kind of work, so there may be, I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after that, but I am going to take a break from making videos just because it feels like a little bit too much sometimes. That's also honestly why this video is, at least the goal is to make it a little shorter. And I just want to clarify, I love making videos for you guys. It's just, this is something that even if I wasn't making videos, like if I was doing too much work in general, because again, like I said, I do this professionally. So if I've just been like holding the space for it for a long time, going without a real break, like something that most people may not know. You guys can skip ahead. I'll have a little skip for those of you who just want to get to the pile selections and whatnot. But for those of you guys who, like to hear from me and whatnot, I am an introvert. Most people do not see that when they encounter me in the wild or come across me. But yeah, I am an introvert, and though I am a very social introvert, for those of you guys who know anything about like the Myers-Briggs personality types, I am an INFP, right? That's the most extroverted introvert out there. But I definitely really need time to like replenish and stuff. And the way that I replenish is by disappearing to the world. Oh! So sorry, you guys. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. My ukulele just fell from the wall, so that was a little bit of a shock. But yeah, so basically what I was saying is I tend to, like, the way that I recharge is by like disappearing completely, and I can't do it like partially. For me, if I don't do it 100%, it's not a recharge, and it's like I just prolong that drainage. Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that I get like a video out for you guys because I made a commitment to you guys, and I love making videos for you, and all of this stuff. But if you guys see me disappear for some time, like even with comments, I tried to respond to all of my comments, and if I haven't responded to a large sum of comments, it's probably because I need that break. So if I haven't responded to you guys yet, I most likely will. I just need a little bit more time. Oh, yeah. Even as I'm talking, like I'm starting to feel a little drained again. It's just, yeah, there's a certain amount of giving that goes into this that feels very, sometimes it's just a little too much. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys, to keep it real, I wanted to keep it real with you guys. But yeah, before we begin, let's do our little shameless self-plug. For those of you guys who are interested, I do personal private readings as well as make custom crystal bracelets. Here is an example of one of them. I do have more examples on my website, NutAeum.com. It's also in the description box below. And on the website, there is a page called bracelets, and there are just a couple of the pictures of bracelets that I've made for clients. So I charge them with Reiki, light language, and we set the intention and program the stones to have whatever it is that you guys are trying to accomplish. They are custom selected, the crystals and all of that stuff, specifically for what it is that we're trying to bring more of into your life. I also do custom affirmation songs for those of you guys who are interested, and here's also a little snippet of the latest song that I have posted. It's also going to be linked in the description box below as well, but here's a little snippet of it. I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. I let go of my past, I am ready to move on, and now I accept that I know I am enough. And yeah, this is just to give you guys an example of what my affirmation songs tend to look like and all of this stuff, and we can make a custom one just for you and exactly what it is that you guys are trying to accomplish. But yes, and yeah, that's basically my little self-plug right there. For all of the information of how to like reach out to me, or if you want more information, you can reach out either through the contacts page on my website or through my email, which are again all listed in the description box below. But yes, let's get back into the video. Okay, now that that's done, yeah, let's get into the group selections. So I wanted to give you guys a little breakdown of what's going to be happening in the videos or in the readings. So we're going to be taking a look at the general message. We're also going to do a little seashell message, just one shell per group from your higher self to you guys. Okay. So for group 1, we have giving. Group 2 is home. Group 3 is receiving. And group 4 is responsibilities. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to choose your group, and then I'll see you guys at your reading. Hey group 1, this is your group if you guys chose giving. I'm gonna set your card aside. I'm gonna ring the singing bowl for you. And let's get right into your reading. Alrighty. So the first card you guys got is the 3 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the King of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands. It's a lot of wands. You guys also have the Knight of Coins. Let me see if I can angle it so that this time you guys don't get the glare, but you see all the motion. Okay. And then you guys also, oh, I said the Knight of Coins, right? Well, you guys also have the Knight of Wands. Look at that. Can you guys see it? There it be. Okay. And then you have, you are already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. We also have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I know that the cards that I have chosen do not necessarily correlate with career readings, but I figured it would be fun to kind of mix it up. Ooh, you guys got 22, the Galactic Federation, collaboration, meetings, community. And then you also have talents. Think of a past situation around money that was wonderful. Which of your inner qualities stepped forward in those moments? What is this here? Oh, sorry. What is this here to teach you about your talents? Okay. We'll set this card here. And you know what? I'm going to be picking out a seashell from this little compilation of seashells, and each group is going to get one shell, and it's going to be a message from your higher self. So I'm just going to pull out your shell. I won't interpret it now. We'll read it at the end of the reading, but I'm just going to pull it now just so we can have something here. Give me one sec, guys. It may be a little loud, and if it is, I'm sorry. Okay. Here's the message for group 1 from their higher self. Pertaining to their career. Pertaining to their career. Here's the message for group 1 from their higher selves. Okay. This is the shell you guys got, and I'll show it to you again later, okay? All right. Okie dokie. Let's get into your reading. Give me just one moment to see what they are telling me. I feel like you guys are very creative. There is a lot of potential energy within you in regards to what it is that you guys are capable of, and the limits. I feel like you guys have like, you know how there are some people who have like a certain limit, and I feel like for you guys, I wouldn't say that you're limitless, but I feel like the limit is very, very high for you guys. You are some of the rare people that can accomplish a lot, you know. I feel like anybody who comes across you kind of gets that air about you. I am picking up a little bit more of a masculine energy, so that doesn't necessarily have to be associated with genders, okay? Everyone has masculine and feminine energy within them, and I feel like the reason I'm picking up on this masculine energy, because when it comes to work, I'm seeing you guys in a more masculine light. Like, as I started talking about this too, I feel the right side of, it's so funny, it's like the tip of the right ear has a lot of heat, and the right side is the masculine side of the body. So I feel like that was a confirmation. I feel like when it comes to work, you guys are, I don't know, there's just a natural leadership about you. So whether you actually take on a leadership role or not, I feel like people know that if a task is delegated to you, you are going to do it. There is a certain sense of reliability with you. There's a sense of professionalism. Professionalism? Is that the word? I think, is that how it's like, you guys, like, people feel like you guys are professional, but is professionalism the word for that? I don't remember at the moment. Yeah, even here, it's like, remember I was mentioning something about, I don't know if I said it or if I was thinking it, but like a slight leadership role. Like, people could see you in a leadership role, or like I said, people turn to you guys. Even here with this three of Pentacles, I'm seeing it's like, this is you guys and this is other people. It's like, even if you are not in a position of power, or like if you guys are not the manager or whatever, people come to you, you know. Even the manager could come to you guys for advice or your input. You would be the employee, if you're working for somebody else, that the manager goes to get input about what is going on the floor or whatever. You know, I feel like people come to you just because, again, they sense this professionalism. It's like, you guys do what needs to be, you guys do it right. You have your own unique way of doing it. I think business on some level comes naturally to you guys, whether you realize it or not. I feel like this is a little bit of a mixed bag group, in the sense that some of you guys know this about yourselves and some of you don't. And for those of you guys who don't, I think there's a little bit of a self-worth kind of a thing going on here. And it makes sense because you guys chose giving. And I feel like people keep coming to you guys because you guys do the most. You know, you guys do a lot. And sometimes it may even feel like you guys are the only ones who are doing the job, okay? It kind of makes me feel like there's this video that I saw recently on Instagram, and it was really funny. And it was like the skit from a commercial or something from another country, but they were like, they made it like a meme, you know, and they were saying like, when people say good workers are hard to come by or are hard to find or whatever, and all the like workers started hiding when somebody came in looking for help. And people in the comments were talking about like, this is so relatable. And it's not because sometimes the good workers are just completely out of sight, but it's because sometimes like people in those situations, they were commenting like, everyone goes to them all the time and they don't get paid enough for that. It's above their pay grade. And they're the only ones who end up doing work because people associate them with doing the job doing the job well. And so they keep going to them. And it's like, there are so many other people that you guys are paying. Why do you keep coming to me? That's the kind of energy I'm feeling here. I'm also feeling like there's a little bit of a distress because there's a part of you guys that feels there's something more for you career-wise, or it almost feels like you're giving your energy and time and this professionalism and work ethic and effort into a place for somebody else. And there's a part of you that I think has always felt like there was something that you were meant to be doing a little bit more of, or like your own thing. You know, like this is not, it feels like where you guys are currently at is not 100% in alignment with where you would like to be heading. So even for those of you guys who are starting your own side business or project or along those lines, it feels like the majority of the people who have chosen this group are people who, even if they have already started their side projects, they're still working for somebody else on the side to make money. So I feel there's this like pull, there's this, like there's a difficulty here. And the advice, and I feel like the universe is trying to let you guys know that this is transitioning. I think this is also up to you guys to start. So like, remember how I said this is a split group? So I feel for those of you guys who didn't know about how like professional or good at your job you are, or the stuff that we were talking about earlier, I feel like to have this kind of a transition, it's about you guys coming to terms with the fact that there is another way and to start thinking about these creative ideas. I feel like you guys are being given advice to start thinking about things that make you happy, like creative things that you think would be cool or something like that, because you guys are starting, it seems like there's a planned career shift. I don't feel like it's happening right now, but I feel like it's a divinely planned career shift and it's something that is meant to be going on for you guys. Also, I just want to apologize if you guys feel like this reading is a little weird. In the intro, I know most people skip the intros, which is fine, but I was saying how I'm feeling very kind of low energy and I don't want it to affect the reading, but if it is, I really apologize. I try to put out the highest quality content that I can, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys get a video this week, you know, and so yeah, so I wanted to apologize for that. Speaking of professionalism, right, I wanted to apologize that maybe I'm not showing up in my most 100% way that I can be. So if I'm a little fuzzy and stuff, that's why, okay? But yeah, back to the reading. Yeah, so I do feel like there is a little bit of stress, and I know I mentioned like about it being a split group, and we were talking about one portion of the group. For the other portion that already is aware of these traits that you guys have, I feel like it really is just a little bit of a matter of time. There was a certain level of comfort zone, or like you guys kind of, I don't know, I don't think it's the time yet. I'm getting more so October for you guys, depending on when you're watching this reading. But if you watch it when it goes up, I'm feeling something along the lines of October, when you can start getting close to those shifts or transitions. Like right now, and you know what, it makes sense with all the planetary stuff that's going on. Like right now is the time for you guys to start thinking about the changes that you want. And yeah, so I just want you guys to know that it's not going to stay this way forever. And I know that you guys know that too. Well, most of you guys know that. Okay, like even here I'm seeing, it makes me think, like this Nine of Wands is making me think of that thing that I was referencing that little video. I wish I could show it to you guys. I don't know how the copyright stuff works and all the stuff, but it's funny. And it was like that thing with good workers are hard to come, or are hard to find. I was gonna say come by. And yeah, again, this is like you guys holding all of the labor. This is just talking about all this effort. It's like you guys are really great communicators too. Like, even if maybe some of you may not feel like you are the best communicators in your personal life, or like you don't always speak up or whatever, that's why I'm saying, like, in work, you guys shine. It's like, this is the energy of somebody who's supposed to eventually down the line have their own thing going. And if you don't have your own thing, then you're supposed to be in a much higher position than where you guys are currently at. Okay? I mean, you guys even have the grandmother of Jesus. This is again, this is like, on some level, you could say that she is superior to Mother Mary, because she is the mother. Well, I'm assuming. I don't know the whole history of it, but like, she's like one level up, right, above Mother Mary. So it's like Jesus, and then where he came from, which is Mother Mary, and then where she came from, which I'm assuming is Anna. I don't know if she was Joseph's mother, because then it would be a little confusing. I don't know. I don't know the whole. I'm not well versed on that kind of stuff. But the point is, it's like, this is an over. Like, even here, you see her arms are spread over all these other little. Like, the people are so small here, you know. But these are people. Here, you see, these are people. And even here, you guys got the Galactic Federation. It's a federation. It's like a, yeah, it's a federation. It's like a company, you know? So I feel like you guys have, and even here, you have talents. There's this larger energy, that's what I was saying, like, your potential is much larger, and your limits, you guys have a lot less limitation, or like the bar is higher for you guys, like how far you can go than most other people, which usually, if a bar is already set higher, you know, to what you can withstand and all of this stuff and your potential, it's because you're meant to accomplish more. So I feel like that is something that is happening for you guys. And I do feel that the majority of you, because like I said, it was a split reading, but I do feel the majority of you guys are already on, not in the like part where you don't know about like these traits about yourself in the work field, or work field. It's more of you guys know about these like qualities about yourself, and it's like you're already conceptualizing, is that the word? Yeah. What it is that you guys are going to be breaking off into and doing. With talents, I feel like this is talking about, again, it's like that same thing. For those of you guys who weren't aware, it's like, this is talking about like, you guys are very, like, this is something that you are very good at. That's why I was saying there's like this masculine energy that's coming through. It doesn't feel like an aggressive masculine energy. It's just a sense, it's a form of masculine energy when it comes to work. Masculine energy is great to have in the work field, you know, because this is our determination. It's the way that we can assert ourselves. It is our commitment. It is our dedication, the way that we push forward and push past obstacles, right? So I think I already said commitment, but yeah, it is this sense of like pushing forward. Even here with the Knights, here with the 10 of Wands, this is like pushing past difficult situations. Like, this is a hard situation. These are very heavy wands. This person keeps pushing past it. The 9 of Swords, again, there's this stress, but this kind of feels like more so current events in regards to the situation you're in. Like, I feel like there could be stress at the job that you guys are currently at. And it can be a little frustrating because you're like, okay, I would like to just be doing my own thing, whatever that is, you know? So that's what that really feels like. But I do feel like you guys are going to start making progress there. So they're reminding you to look at the talents that you do have. And you guys are very, very talented. You're very skilled. And I think something that's going to give you guys a lot of success, once you start kind of doing your own thing, is incorporating the things from what you find fun into your work life. That's what's going to create a unique way for you guys to express yourself and work and to like whatever it is that you guys are going to be doing. You know, it's a general reading, so maybe some of you are going to create a product, maybe some of you are going to have your own company, maybe some, you know, like whatever it may be. Yeah. And with you're already doing it, they're saying stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Again, it's like you guys are already sort of heading in that direction, but there is difficulty. Like it's going to take some time. I think that's why they were saying like October, right? They're saying it's not right now. Just like I was saying, for those of you guys who are working at a certain place and like you would like to move forward, it's like it's not exactly the time yet, but start creating the concept of what you would like to move forward into, okay? And here, even here, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. That's exactly what I was just saying, right? Start like creating a concept of what you would like. It's like right now you are creating the thought to get a little bit more clear on which direction you would like to go in so that you can take a step. But you can't just take I mean, you could, right? But it's not meant for you guys to take a step right now into nothing. You know, this is an area in your life where it's not about just random spontaneity. It's about creating a little bit of a plan. You can be spontaneous as you go on the journey, but have a destination, at least a general destination in mind, you know. And here you've got collaboration, meetings, and community. So again, this is making me think, and the giving, collaboration, again, this is like you guys, you put in a lot of energy and effort into whatever it is that you're doing. Even if it's a job that you don't like, it's like you're like, well, I'm here, so I'm going to do the job right. You know, that is so admirable about you guys. And that is why you guys are going to be doing great when you are in the work position that you're meant to be, whether it's having your own business or, like I said, being in a much higher up position. But I do feel like if you're working for a company, it doesn't feel like you're going to be in a higher up position in that same company. Again, it's a general reading, but I feel like for the majority of you guys, if it's a higher up position, instead of having your own business, it's definitely going to be somewhere else. It doesn't feel like it's within the same company that you guys are currently in for the majority of you. Again, being very mindful of the fact that this is a general reading. Yeah, and I think I mentioned leadership earlier for you guys too, but it's just, there's like people naturally look to you. Like there's a certain level of respect in the and that's another thing. That's another reason why I was mentioning that masculine energy, because masculine energy is also naturally holds like leadership energy too, right? Because it's structure, it's government, it's, yeah, like that's basically it. So and again, for anyone who may be triggered by that, we're taking genders out of it. This is something that all of us have, masculine and feminine energy. We need both in order to have healthy, functioning lives and all of this stuff, okay? But yes, so I also feel like you guys have a beautiful spiritual team that is really trying to assist you guys, and they're the ones reminding you like, hey, you've got so many talents and all of this stuff, and just because you can't figure out exactly how you're going to step out of this or move forward or whatever the next step is going to be, doesn't mean that there isn't going to be a next step or that you're stuck where you are or you're kind of like in limbo, because you're not. It's just like when you're stuck, try to find an alternative, do a little bit of thinking, see what other kind of creative solution you can come up with, or conceptualize. That seems to really be the term for your group, you know. So that's why they're almost like saying, see if you can find another way around or a direction, period. Because for some of you guys, there is not so much a general direction apart from out. So yes, now let's look at the message from your higher self. You guys got this beautiful shell. And I think it's incredible that you guys got this shell. It goes very well with your reading, because for me, whenever I see the shell, it makes me think of a king. So not only did I mention like the masculine energy here, and like leadership, but we also have this shell that anytime I see it makes me think of a king. I don't know why, it just does. And I feel like your higher self is trying to remind you of like your true potential, you know. Again, it feels like your higher self is saying, just so you know, we basically have no limit, okay? We basically have no limit. the sky is the limit. So plan big. Don't think about how you're going to get there, but make the plans. Try to understand, like for example, if you want to be a motivational speaker on some level, or like you want to be speaking in front of people, but you don't exactly know what you want to be talking about, well, workshop that now, right? Like when you talk in front of people, do you want to be doing motivational speaking? You know, are you trying to inspire people? If you're trying to inspire people, is there like a specific, what is the word, niche that you guys are trying to cater towards? Are you trying to inspire people in regards to self-love, self-worth, in regards to their career, in regards to a specific field in work? You know, maybe it's you're inspiring innovative thought and technology. Maybe inspiring I don't know, people to be more creative in general. Maybe that's your thing. You know, maybe you're inspiring painters to or like artists to use a different alternative to art, whatever it may be, you know, or like you're just inspiring artists to have a different mindset when they create, right? So it's about narrowing down what it is that, it's like you guys have a very, very, very general vision, and they're asking you to kind of try to zoom it in a little bit, get a little bit more specific, so that, like I said, it's not like you guys are just shooting a dart not knowing where the goal is. I also feel like, and by the way, an example of how you could do that too is just ask yourself what you're passionate about. You know, what are your favorite things? Maybe write a list. What do you love? What do you love to talk about? And then kind of build off of there, you know? What do you find yourself preaching the most to people? I also feel like your higher self, yeah, it's funny because your higher self is really, it's really just here it's making me think of the talents and the leadership. So again, that was a very simple message. Your higher self is very much like, I want to be direct to the point and just let you guys know it is about limitations and lack thereof, and knowing that you have what it takes. You have what it takes. So there shouldn't, like, if you start feeling like, but there are other people who know more or whatever, there's always going to be somebody who knows more. There's always going to be somebody who has more experience. Does that mean that you're not going to go for the thing that you want? There is, like if we're using the example of like motivational speaking or whatever, right? Or teaching people, there's different ways to teach people. You can become a master and then teach people, or you can learn, and as you're learning and growing, you share with people, and that is teaching people too. You know, so it doesn't have to be black and white. I think that's another reason why with talents they were saying like get a little bit more creative or original, or like look for other alternatives on how you can be going, because things are not black and white. Things are not ABC in life, you know. It's not it's not a set way of doing things, though some people may try to convince you that it is. Okay? And it's about you guys finding your gray area, your gray space to work with. But yeah, that was your reading group 1. I hope it was helpful. For me personally, it felt a little foggy. I hope, you know, that it made sense to you guys. If you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. Also, if you guys are interested in a personal private reading, or custom crystal bracelets or custom affirmation songs, you can reach out to me either through the contacts page on my website or through my email in the description box below. I'm also on Instagram, working on being more active there. I go through waves, you know. And for those of you guys who would like to say hi to me on there, my handle is NutAeum. And yeah, that was it for your reading group 1. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, I'm sending you guys so much light, so much love, and blessings to you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for those of you guys who are subscribed to the channel. I really greatly appreciate it. It's not necessary, obviously, you know, no one's holding you to it, but I appreciate the support to the channel in that regard, and I love hearing from you guys in the comments below too. So thank you for communicating down there, and yeah, I love you guys very much. Okay, so much love and blessings to you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, group 1. Hey, group 2, this is your group if you chose home. I'm gonna set your card to the side. I'm gonna ring the singing bowl for you guys. I just finished shuffling your cards, and before I reveal them, I also wanted to let you guys know that I will be choosing a seashell for you guys, which is going to be a message from your higher self. Okay, so I'm actually going to do that now, and we're not going to interpret the message until the end of the reading, but I'm just going to get the shell ready. Okay, so we can just get that part out of the way. Give me one sec. Okay. And ooh, interesting. Okay, I'll show you the shell. Well, actually, I'll show it to you now. Why not? And then I'll show it to you later. This is the shell. Okay, and then I'll show it to you guys later too, when we talk about it. Okay, so you guys have Judgment, Death, 2 major arcana cards. You have Page of Cups, the 10 of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Interesting. The World, another major arcana card. So now you guys, of the 6 cards so far, you guys have 4 major arcana. No, sorry, 3 major arcana and 2 court cards. Ooh, another major arcana. You guys have the Lovers here. Trying to do it so that there's no glare. I don't know if you guys see the motion of the ocean, but yes. There's the Lovers, and then there's the 6 of Swords. Well, let me do it here. Okay. You guys also have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? You guys also have number 13, MIB, stalking, intimidation, confrontation. And then you also have openness. What do you receive with openness and gratitude? What do you resist receiving? What do you receive begrudgingly or with conditions? What can you, oh, I just got chills. What can you learn from each of these habits around receiving? Okay. Also, I wanted to let you guys know on the bottom of the deck, you guys have the 4 of Swords twice. Okay, the 4 of Swords is a healing card. So I think it's interesting. I think whatever we're going to be talking about now has to do with your growth, okay? So give me 1 second just to see what I'm seeing with the cards. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you guys are going through a little bit of a trial area in your career aspect of your life, and it is because it is meant to help you guys to heal. Okay, it's basically like you guys are going through a test to see if all of the knowledge that you've accumulated can be actually applied, because this is advice that you would give to anybody else, but it's about you guys taking it, right? So since you would give this advice to other people, that means you have the knowledge. So it's almost like God is trying to be like, I want to see if you are ready for the next steps in your life. But in order to do that, you have to kind of save yourself. That's not to say that divine energy and presence is not around you. That's not true at all, because you guys have so many major arcana cards. But this is about you guys. I feel like for you, it's really about communication. Okay? It's communication and boundaries, like it says here. So what will you guys stand for in the workplace? I feel like on some level there could be somebody who maybe makes you feel either uncomfortable or is overstepping your boundaries in the way that they communicate, and maybe to be nice, you guys kind of just put up with it, and or you don't address it. It's not so much, well, I guess on some level you could call it put up with it, but it's like it's not being addressed, you know? And maybe there are times where like you feel firmly something is a no, but somebody asks and they're like, please, I really need your help, and then you kind of give into it anyway, or just to be nice. Like it's this boundary is about you guys feeling the need to either do what is best for you or be nice, which is really prioritizing others or yourself. And I think you guys are doing well with learning how to prioritize yourself. I do feel like you guys on some level are still taking on a little bit too much from others and all of this stuff, but it is something that you are working on, because the Six of Swords is moving out of troubled waters. The 2 Four of Swords cards is healing, right? Even here on the bottom, you have don't dim to fit in. Ooh, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? But this is making me think of, like I was saying, it's like letting somebody else, because if you don't say something, then what you're doing is letting the other person have their way. Right? And yes, sometimes it's better not to say anything. But if it's something that is consistent and it makes you feel annoyed or triggered, it's not fair for you guys to stay quiet, because you're doing a disservice to yourself. In that case, you don't put other people first, you know? Because if you were separating yourself as an adult and as a child, and you were witnessing a child experiencing this, you would most likely tell them like, hey, say something. Like I said earlier, this is the advice that you give to other people, but it's about you guys taking it for yourselves. Yeah, even here, right? We've got water on the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Water, reflection, kindness, compassion. Water is also malleable. I think that's the reason why you guys are so kind and why people feel comfortable talking to you. But just because people feel comfortable with you doesn't mean that they have a right to you. You know what I mean? They don't have a right to your energy, to talk about you like at your expense, to use you as an example, to make jokes if you're not saying something when clearly it's an inappropriate joke or it makes you feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Just because you're nice doesn't mean everyone is allowed to have easy access to you or your energy. And it's something that you guys are coming to terms with already. I feel like the majority of you. But what I wanted to say, the bottom of this deck is exceptions. And it says, when it comes to money, what do you believe is true for other people but not for you, right? It's the advice that you give to others but is also needed to be taken by you. Why? What do you want to do with this information? But I just think it's funny because we're talking about exceptions, right? Like everything can be an exception. There's never going to be the right time to make change happen. It is the time when we try to choose ourselves the most, it is the time, let me rephrase that. It is the time that we try to choose ourselves that we are presented with challenges the most at times. And what I mean by challenges, it's not necessarily in your personal life, it's other people who need you, right? If people were used to needing you or like getting help from you, they're gonna need you the most when you try to have your own independent streak, when you try to do for you. That's kind of how the universe is set up. That's the test, right? Are you going to allow yourself to be distracted by them to help them and then get back on track with your thing? Because it's always going to be this tug and pull, like this tug and pull. I don't know, whatever. It's going to be, yeah, like constantly pulling between one and the other, and no steps are going to be taken because you're going to take a step, then they're going to be like, please, I need your help, group 2. I need it. I don't know why I'm doing the hand thing, but it's like, I need your help, group 2. I need it so much, and you're like, I'm really trying to do this, and they're like, but I can't do it with, and it's usually an emergency, and it probably genuinely is an emergency. You know, they don't necessarily need to be making it up. But is it your responsibility to take care of all of their emergencies? How are people supposed to grow if other people handle their problems for them? You're not responsible for all of these people's lives. No matter how great your energy is or whatever, how kind and sweet you are and how much of an emotional support you can be, it is not your problem. It is not your job. There's this show that used to be on Nickelodeon called Drake and Josh. And there's this one scene, it's like a show within the show. And it's like this like famous quote in the show, and it's like, that is not my job. And like, I think about that very often, and I feel like this should be your slogan too. That is not my job, because it is true. It is not your job. Even with this, with the MIB, it's like this confrontation. It's about communicating. And you guys know, I feel like you guys maybe try to avoid conflict. So you'd be like, well, this person keeps making a joke. They don't know that it makes me uncomfortable, but whatever. Blah. It's like you make excuses for people. Well, this really is an emergency and they need help. And it's like, I want to do for me, but like they really need, and it's like, stop, no more excuses, okay? No more excuses for other people. It's about you guys. It's your life. It's your life. And this is a very big transformation for you, because you guys are really coming out and trying to grow and prosper. And I feel like the moment you guys do this, you will start to see more success in your career. It feels very much correlated, right? It's almost like delegating. You can't handle everything on your own, especially if you want to have a big business that is successful. If you have a big business and you want to continue to expand, you will eventually have to delegate tasks. And it feels like when you stop taking on other people's tasks, you now have time to delegate whatever needs to be, like your energy, to the stuff that is good for your growth, for your success. Your energy is solely focused on the things that help you prosper, as opposed to helping everybody else around you. And yeah, so like what I was saying, like maybe you guys make excuses for other people, or even like the person who may be saying something, well, they experienced trauma, so, you know, this is the only way they know how to communicate, blah, 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 blah. And though that's wonderful, that is no excuse for you to tolerate it. You know what I mean? Just because someone is very deeply troubled, if they are consistently saying something that makes you feel uncomfortable or triggered, or they keep showing up when you're giving them all of the social cues to stop. And I know this is a career reading, so this I do feel like this could be like somebody at work or whatever, you know, but it could also trickle into personal life. Then in that case, you tell them, hey, I just want to let you know I can't talk right now. Or I'm not really comfortable with this topic. Or I don't find that funny. You know, it's like, don't give in to that. Don't do it, because, and like, you guys are intuitive. Okay. So it's like, there's a part of you that's trying to see the better aspect of somebody. And then there's the part of you that's like, they're just doing this to get on my nerves because they want attention. And that attention seeking is coming from their trauma, but like they want attention, you know? Trust that gut feeling, because you're right. And since they're looking for attention, you can tell them, I am not your mother. I am not your father. Look for attention elsewhere, probably within yourself, from yourself more than anything else, you know? So it's about you guys like kind of getting that a little bit stronger of a backbone. And this is part of your healing journey. These boundaries are part of your healing journey. This is something that is, you know, from your earlier years, that you guys were making exceptions for everybody, and it was a coping mechanism, right? So, it was a way to get accept to be, because I feel like the people around you when you guys were growing up were not in the most optimal health in every aspect of their life, and you guys had to figure out ways to get the approval that you. It's basically like somebody who experienced like conditional love, you know, when they start like oh my goodness, what is the example? Give me the words, please. It's like, if you're coming from a household where an act of love, the only act of love you experienced was like your parents buying you McDonald's, but then they would always yell and scream and all of this other stuff, then you're gonna see like somebody buying you food as a kindness. And like that's gonna be your standard. Like, oh my goodness, that they did that for me, you know? And so when somebody does even more than that, it's like that sometimes can either feel like too much, like no, like, you know, on some level you may feel like a burden, right? If this example is like applying to you. Then the person who was only receiving McDonald's as a love language from their parents would then feel like a burden when somebody else is trying to give them more, because their parents gave them the bare minimum with giving them that, you know, but everything else that they needed, their parents were not providing. So it feels like this is correlated to something like a similar scenario. It's like you correlate, like if we're going with that example specifically, well then you correlate like people giving you food as love. And so if somebody treats you crappy but they give you food, oh sorry, I'm just playing with my ring. If somebody treats you crappy and then they're playing your they buy you food, you're just like, oh well, you know, my parents fought all the time anyway, but you know, they love me, they bought me food, you know what I mean? And it's like, they could just be buying you food. And even if they were buying you food because they love you, that doesn't explain them treating you in a certain way. Okay, that felt so long-winded to try to explain one little point. So I hope you guys got it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. But now let's get into the message from your higher self. So this is the shell again. The reason I said interesting when I saw the shell is because for me, this shell is associated with shamanism. Ooh, I never even really paid attention. Is this new? Is this a new crack? Oh my, like I've seen this before, but I've never seen this. But yeah, this shell is associated for shamanism. Shamanism is, on some level, it is like a death and a rebirth, right? It's transformation. And so we have death here, right? It is releasing of those old patterns. It is soul retrieval. It is going into the darkness and then picking up the little pieces of you that were lost along the way so that you can put it back together. So just like I was saying, like this is a very big, like this is something that is healing this past trauma. And it is the next step of empowerment. It's like once you do this, you guys are going to have stuff open up for you in your career. Like you could even be bringing in more money, more success, more opportunities, and even more creative ideas on how you can expand your business and all of this stuff. For those of you guys who have a business or who are like private contractors and, you know, self-employed to an extent or whatever. And for those of you who are not, it's like maybe you can get an idea of having your own business, what that could be, you know? So yeah, so I feel like your higher self is just letting you know, like, continue to, it's good to be sensitive with yourself, to be kind to yourself. But a kindness that you can do for yourself is not just like, for lack of a better term, babying yourself, right? But it's also protecting yourself. It's also standing up to yourself or for yourself. Anger is not always bad. Sometimes anger is needed to protect us. Ferocity is needed to protect us. Being scary is needed to protect us at times too. So I feel like your higher self is trying to let you know, do what you've got to do. Don't worry about how it comes across to others, because it's not about others, it's about you. And this is a part of the way that you're going to heal yourself. This is a part of you retrieving your soul. That's why it's such a big test. Okay? All right, group 2, that was your reading. I know it may not have seemed like it was focused on career, but in my mind, the intention was more so like the workplace or people that you work with. But again, this also trickles into personal life because I feel like it really, it is correlated. But yeah, group 2, that was your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I'd appreciate if you gave the video a thumbs up. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below as well. And also, if you guys perchance are not subscribed to the channel, you obviously don't have to subscribe, but it would be nice if you supported the channel by subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. Also, if you guys are interested in a personal private reading, a custom crystal bracelet, or a custom affirmation song, you can reach out to me on the contacts page on my website or through my email, all in the description box below. I'm also on Instagram, handle NutAeum, for those of you who want to say hi on there. And yeah, that was it for today, group 2. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and God bless you guys. I love you so much. Bye, group 2. I'll see you guys in the next video, in the next reading. Bye, guys. Hey, group 3. This is your group if you guys chose the receiving card. I'm going to set the card to the side. I'm going to ring the singing bowl for you guys, and let's get right into your reading. Before we begin, I've already shuffled. I just finished shuffling your cards, actually. And I'm going to pick a seashell for you guys, too. Just one shell, and it's going to be a message from your higher self, too, which we'll look at the end of the reading, okay? But I'm going to pick it now, so give me 1 second. What's the message for group 3 from their higher self? What is the message for group 3 from their higher self? What is the message for group 3 from their higher self? What is the message for group 3 from their higher self? What is the message for group 3? What is the message for group 3 from their higher self? What is the message? Okay, guys, this is the shell that you've got. I'm gonna set it to the side and let's reveal your cards. Okay, we've got the 9 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Sun. Let's move these to the side a little bit. Oh, another major arcana. You guys also have Justice. Gonna move it closer. I don't know if there's any. Oh, there is motion here. The motion of the ocean. Okay, so we've got Justice, and then we also have the 4 of Coins, or the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Then we have, oh yes, this came through while I was picking your shell. Interesting. Okay, we've got Protection, Call Back Your Power, Cut the Cords, Soul Retrieval. And while I was shuffling, for whatever reason, the song Soul Companion by, who was it by? 1 second, I will tell you who it is by. Soul Companion. Oh. With mild abandon. Sorry guys, I don't know why it's not coming up on my Soup Companion. What? Autocorrect, what are you doing? So is it this? Apparently this is not a... Oh yeah! Sorry. Ugh, commercials. Please stop spamming my phone. No! Okay, well. The song is called Soul Companion. I can't find the artist. Sorry, guys. The version I'm thinking of is sung by a man. But yes, that was playing in my head in addition to when I was picking out your shell. Something showed me like negative or darker energy. And like I was like, oh, protection. And so it's funny that this came out. And then the fact that this was the shell that you guys got, whatever, we'll get into it once I start the reading. But then we've also got Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? Wow. And then we have number 21, sorry, with Tao Setians with resilient, bold, and sassy. And I just wanted to show you guys the bottom of the deck for this card. I mean, the bottom card of this deck, which is the grays, short, timid, misunderstood, and shy, which is so opposite this, which I thought was interesting. And then you guys got talents, which came out in one of the other groups too. Think of a past situation around money that was wonderful. Which of your inner qualities stepped forward in those moments? What is here to teach you about your talents? So give me one moment, you guys, to see what I'm seeing, and we'll get into your reading. Okay. I feel like you guys are starting to thrive a bit. Okay, I feel like the universe is rewarding you guys with abundance, and it's going to start trickling into your career. I was going to say love life. Oh my goodness. Yes, true companion or soul companion. Oh, that's why it's true companion. True companion. Why can't I type any? True companion. By Mark Cohn. C-O-H-N, True Companion, not Soul Companion. That's why it wasn't coming up. True Companion. Okay, that is the song. That song keeps playing. And so the fact that I almost said love life too, I think that's fascinating. So I feel like some of you guys are kind of getting over somebody, okay? I feel like you guys are starting to move on from somebody, or you're starting to entertain the concept of letting go, and you're trying to work towards that. And because you're doing that, it's like you're realigning back with yourself. You're pulling your energy back to you. And I think that's why protection was coming through as well, to be honest with you, because I feel like for some of you guys, this person is not done thinking about you. And for some of you guys, okay? And it doesn't mean that you guys should go back to them. Note, all right? Does not mean that. The fact that you guys are getting this kind of like success and abundance and like starting to get rewards in your career and life, again, I wanted to say love life, oh my gosh, is because you guys are doing the right thing by stepping away, and you guys are focusing back on yourself, and you are working on prospering and growing, okay? And I feel like you guys are going to be shiny. Like you guys are like the sun, right? You guys are going to start looking extra shiny, because you are cultivating yourself. You're refocusing back on yourself. You are prioritizing what is good for you. And it's like you're doing all of the right things. I feel like there is still distress over this person. They're still getting over this person. For those of you guys who there's no person that comes to mind, I suppose it could be a situation, but there is this idea of getting over something. And for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's a person. Maybe it's letting go of the concept of somebody, even if you weren't dating anybody, but like the concept of someone, or the potential of a situationship, or whatever it may be. I feel like there is a bit of a letting go here. And even as you guys are working on prospering in your everyday life, like I feel like, again, God is giving you guys gifts, okay? I really feel like God is very much present in your life. The universe is trying to give you guys a reward. Even here, look, they're presenting this pentacle to you. They're trying to, the universe, not even trying, the universe is sending you guys gifts. And I know this is a career reading, so I suppose in your career, even there, I feel like things are going to, it's like things are looking up. There's this essence of abundance for you guys, okay? But again, it like trickles into other aspects of your life as well. But again, there's like this person that's still coming through, this distress, this hurt or pain that is coming from this person. And it's almost like you guys feel a little bit torn into, or like you feel torn into like 75% and 25%. The 75% is the part that's moving forward with your life and like excited about these new changes in your career and all of this stuff. And if you guys have your own business, or if you're working on your own creative endeavor in that, you know, and then the 25% of you is like still in this place, or wanting to kind of, it's like, it's not even that you're wanting to stay there. It's just like, it's still, you haven't 100% completely cleared it yet. You're not in the clear just yet. Again, it's like you are moving forward. I just want to let you know. And the fact that protection came through, I just also wanted to let you know, it's nothing for you guys to be afraid of. This is just about, as you guys continue to shine and answer the call, now that the focus is back on you and like aligning with the divine insight and like the creative insight that is coming to you, right? Because I feel like God is really talking to you guys right now through creativity, through ideas, through joy, through fun, through going and doing activities and then giving you some kind of a gift and then an idea within that gift. And so it's like a double gift, you know? But because you guys are shining, I feel like something that you may have to, not have to, but something to be a little cautious of is jealousy. So I feel like that's why protection is coming through here, is just, it's also coming through in the sense of you may encounter a couple of people in the work field or work environment that may start noticing a change or shift for you guys. And you guys are really good at alchemizing your own energy, okay? So some people don't realize that they can do the same thing, or they don't even think that change is an option. And I feel like those people, or like maybe they start change, but then they kind of stop and self-sabotage. But you guys have done the work. There's a reason why change is happening for you. You guys have put in a lot of energy and effort. Like I just started feeling so much strain on the top part of my back by my neck. You know, it's like you've shouldered so much. Like people don't understand fully what you guys have gone through. And that's just because you don't go around preaching it to everybody. And it's kind of, it's funny because it makes me think of like overnight success, right? People think overnight success is actually overnight success, but most of the time, overnight success is like 9 or 10 years worth of people working, and then one day they blow up. So like after that amount of time, they just kind of start gaining popularity and expanding rapidly, you know? So it's not really an overnight success where, oh, I just decided to post a video and it's like I was doing nothing before then, you know? It's rare for that to be the case for most people. So I feel like people interpret overnight success, oh, sorry, I heard something, as something different. And I feel like that was what was coming through for you guys too. Also with the protection, you see how it says cut the cords, soul retrieval, call back your power. This is the part of you guys that's still kind of mourning the loss of whatever this was, whether it was a person, a situation, a thing that you guys had to kind of realize, like, I need to let go of this because I'm sending too much energy here and it's not giving me anything in return. Okay. And yeah, with answer the call, what is your soul calling you to do? Again, this just kind of feels like divine is trying to continue to, not trying, divine is continuing to communicate with you guys. Even here, look, Archangel Gabriel is blowing the horn. Answer the call as they're blowing the horn. Look, they're like, here is abundance. Answer the call so that we can give you this joy, that this like happiness, this pure happiness. Even here with 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Coins, this is making me think of that protection, because you see how this person is like clutching onto this coin, like their coins. They're like, I'm protecting my energy, I'm protecting myself. So yes, I also feel like with receiving, the card that you guys chose, this is about you guys receiving that abundance like we were talking about, right? You guys have gotten to a point where you are starting to really be able to open your arms up to God so that you can receive. It's a very big deal, and I hope you guys feel proud of yourselves, because it is something to be proud of yourself for. So I'm proud of you guys. Good job. Okay, little applause here for you. I also feel like your personality is truly starting to come out in work life too. You know, like maybe before you guys had a certain persona, and now it's kind of like, now it's just you. And that's what's also bringing you guys success in your career. It's almost like you guys kind of stop caring about other people's opinion, because again, like I said, you've done the work, so you have decided, I need to continue to choose me. That's why 75% of you guys is already moved on, and it's only 25% that's left. Kind of, it's like 75% of you is going forward, 25% of you is taking baby steps forward. So it's not even stagnant, it's just like taking baby steps forward, looking back and crying a little bit, you know. But even here, look, we've got the Tower, which is chaos, but it's also bringing in divine order. It's just things that are unexpected, but you get the unexpected insights and gifts from God when you go and follow joy and do fun things and activities and all the stuff that we were mentioning earlier. Then you have the 6 of Wands. This is success. This is victory. Look, the horse is like divine support, like taking you guys. Like, yes, we are being cheered. We are coming home victorious. We are succeeding. Okay? Then you also have the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins, do it here so you can have the graphic. The Knight of Coins is constant progress. It's steady progress, you know? And I feel like that's why it's like the 25% is making this like a Knight of Coins instead of a Knight of Swords, which is a good thing. Knight of Swords can sometimes rush in too quickly. And even here with Get Grounded, empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. With Get Grounded, grounded is the root chakra, and the root chakra is protection. It is our sense of security. So I feel like even this is just continue. And I feel like that would be good for that 25%. So right now, like I was saying, like go have fun, maybe even go into nature walks. I know this is about career, but this is supposed to help you with your career. This is supposed to help you with the next creative endeavor, the next creative step for whatever it is that you guys are supposed to be doing, because you guys are very talented and you guys have overcome, like I said, you guys have overcome a lot, okay? Like a lot. And it's time for you guys to expand your business, expand what you guys are doing. You guys are the entrepreneurs, okay? And I do feel like you are empaths too, but I feel like this is the group for entrepreneurs or people who are looking for that direction in their life. The bottom of this deck is values. What is the relationship between what you care most about and what you're spending the most money on? What can you learn from this observation, and what do you want to do about it? Values to me is actually kind of another salute, or and then underneath that is safety. We were just talking about security, right? So values to me honestly is kind of touching on the fact that you guys have started moving on. So the values is coming together with the grounding to help that 25% of you guys that's moving slowly and kind of still licking their wounds, which is okay for you guys to be in that place, because it's amazing that you're even continuing to move forward, that you choose to make progress, you choose good for you, you know? So I feel like this is just God saying, we want to acknowledge the fact that you have chosen you and you continue to do so, even though it's hard, even though it makes you want to cry sometimes, even though things feel good and then sometimes it kind of feels weird, and you guys are doing really good, okay? And I feel like there's advice to go play, have fun, and the blessings are coming to you guys and for you guys because you have chosen to continue to pick you and do good for you. Okay? Yeah, justice, divine order. It's like your time is coming. Your time is here and now, and it's being presented to you now so that you can see that. Okay, now let's look at the shell, which is the message from your higher self. This is the shell you chose, or you didn't choose. I guess your higher self chose through my hands. Give me one moment. Let me see what the shell is saying to me. Yeah, for some reason the shell's kind of giving me a surprised face. Kind of like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. So like I said, it's like you guys are getting some kind of gift, reward, surprises, like, and even here, right? It's I was telling you with the tower, the unexpected. It's unexpected change, like, so I feel like there's some kind of unexpected thing that is coming your way as a reward for your efforts, and because you guys have continued to choose you. And for those of you who are worried about love is going to come to you because you are doing good. You are telling yourself that I'm choosing me over this kind of toxic situation. If it was about love, you know, it's like you guys are choosing yourself over something that clearly does not serve you, something where that is one-sided, that you guys had to put more energy into. I also feel like this feels weird. This, for whatever reason, this, I was going to say stone, this shell feels weird. It's like there's this surprise. There's this element of surprise. There's also this element of mystery. And normally I get a clear reading with this shell, but it is giving me mystery. I feel like your higher self is trying to let you guys know, like, blessings are coming. Surprises are coming. we're telling, you know the saying, expect the unexpected? It's like, don't try to be expecting something, but I think there, oh yeah, receiving, like keep yourself open. Keep yourself open for opportunities that could present themselves to you, because they're going to lead to either inspiration or some kind of creative insight or some kind of shift that's going to help you in your career. Okay? So, and in other aspects of your life possibly too. Okay? So I think it's a couple of things. For some of you, it could be just one thing that's touching all of those, but I think for most of you guys, it's like it could be a couple of different things, like 2 or 3 things that are coming through here. Okay, so I know that wasn't very specific for the message from your higher self, but I guess it's because they want you guys to continue to like surrender and just be open to receiving. They want it to be a surprise. But yeah, that was your reading, group 3. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. I'd also love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Was it a situation or was it a person that you guys are like moving forward from? You know, if you're open to talking about it. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video and you would like to see other content I have, please feel free to do so. But this is also something I can speak. Wow, I just completely lost words there for a moment, sorry. But for those of you guys who are interested, it would be very nice of you to possibly subscribe to the channel, as it does help support the channel. Obviously, it's not necessary, but if it is something that you feel called to do, you know, and you wanted to help support the channel in that way, that would be very much appreciated. Regardless, I always appreciate you guys for being here. So thank you. Also, if you guys are interested in a personal private reading, a custom crystal bracelet, or a custom affirmation song, feel free to reach out to me through the contacts page on my website or through the email in the description box below. You can also say hi to me on Instagram. My handle is NutAeum. So for those of you guys who want to pop in on there. And yeah, group 3, that was your reading. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and God bless you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye, group 3. Hey, group 4. This is your group if you guys chose responsibilities. I'm going to set your card to the side. I'll ring the singing bowl for you. I just finished shuffling your cards, and before we even get into your cards, I'm going to pull a single seashell for you guys that is going to be a message from your higher self, which we'll look at the end of the reading, okay? But give me a moment. This is the shell that you guys got. I'll show it to you again at the end of the reading, but this is your shell. And we'll talk about it at the end. Okay. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, oh, what the heck? What? How did... Well then, you guys are a sneaky group. What the heck? I was only going to pick 3 of these cards, and somehow there's a whole 2 extra ones that just, I don't know, magically appeared, I guess. Okay, so the 7 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Ace of Wands. That is so interesting, man. The Knight of Cups. You guys also have Temperance. The Empress, wow. You also have the 10 of Cups. The Hierophant, look at that. Oh my goodness, and what, lo and behold, after the Hierophant, The High Priestess. That is the counterpart to the Hierophant. You guys got a lot of major arcana cards here. Sorry, I'm trying to show you guys the graphic without the flash, but I don't know if it's coming through. I think it is. God willing it is. Okay. So these are counterparts. Interesting. Then we have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Number 15 with Nephilim, controversial, assessing new perspectives. Let me adjust really quickly. And then you guys have lineage. How do the experiences of your parents and ancestors influence the choices you make around money? Which aspects of this pattern do you want to keep and which do you want to stop? Okay, give me a moment to see what I'm getting here for you guys. But I don't think it's a coincidence that you guys chose responsibilities, I'll tell you that much. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what's interesting? The Hierophant and the High Priestess are... Do not tell me this is a mosquito bite. Oh my goodness, I hope there's not a mosquito in my home. Oh my goodness. Okay. The Hierophant and the High Priestess are facing opposite directions. Look at that. And this person has two people here and is holding up two fingers. And she is not holding up any fingers and there's no one there. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Even the colors. It's like yin and yang because this is like light, sun, and moon. You know, darker. But give me a moment. Yeah, let me see what else I'm seeing, guys. I feel like you guys have been waiting for some kind of an outcome or result or change in your career and work life. And it's almost like you guys are like, just give me the opportunity. Just give me the chance and I'll show you that I can do it, you know? And for those of you guys, which again, I feel like since it's a general reading, for some of you guys, I feel like maybe you missed out. You feel like you missed out on an opportunity or something wasn't allowing itself to really manifest in your life, or like if you were trying to apply for a promotion or something and it didn't come through, it's because whatever it was not meant for you. The thing that you guys have set your eyes on, it's almost like you guys think that it's big, but what you're actually supposed to have is bigger. So don't think that things are necessarily being withheld from you. It's more so like you are being saved for something better, okay, in like work and career. But I am seeing a little bit of a restless energy, kind of like, okay, like I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to make things happen. I feel like you guys are trying to make things happen. And again, it's like very admirable, but there seems to be a balance between making things happen and allowing things to unfold for you guys. Okay, so I feel like there's an essence of like fiery or air energy where there's like a little bit of like a riled upness within you guys, you know? And it could just be the influence astrologically and whatnot. But yeah, like I'm feeling that like fiery or air energy. And it's like, again, you see all of these cards are facing this way. This person who was like, give me the chance. This King of Wands energy, which is that fiery, like, I could be great at this. This Page of Swords, which is like, come on, please, give me the chance, you know, like putting pressure there. And then there's this Ace of Wands, like this passion, this fieriness. But the Knight of Cups is talking about an opportunity, but this knight is facing the completely opposite direction. okay? And the Hierophant to me right now is talking about traditional structure, okay? The traditional approach, right? It's like working on, just as an example, like working at a 9 to 5 and then trying to get a promotion so that you go higher up in the scale or whatever. And then there's the alternative. That's what the Hierophant is talking to me about, this traditional approach that you guys seem to be kind of not realizing that idea is a limitation for you. And the High Priestess and the fact that you've got the Empress here, right? That's even more prominent feminine energy than the masculine, because there's a lot of masculine energy here, but it's not the Emperor masculine. This is the Empress is like the feminine energy, and the fact that you have the High Priestess. So you see, though this is the conventional route, though this is what is standard, and you're like, I just want to be given the chance to succeed, to prove my worth, I can do this. It's almost like God is trying to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Oh, look, you actually have the Hierophant again. Oh. Sorry, guys. I like never have these cards together, but you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess underneath. It's the exact same order. What the heck? I just got chills. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is nifty. Wow, that was so unexpected. And then we have 6 of Pentacles, which is about the balance, right? Okay. That is amazing. Okay. Yes. So that being said, I noted that it really stood out to me that they were facing opposite directions. And it makes sense why now. Because the Empress is the only one facing up here in the original stack. Okay, that feminine energy. Feminine energy is receptivity. Feminine energy lets things flow in. It's not about constantly like hustling or fighting to make something happen. It's about just letting things flow. Just like this Temperance card, where they're allowing the water to flow from one cup to the other, right? It's like finding the perfect balance. I feel like God is trying to let you know, like, now is the time for you guys to kind of like ease up a little bit in your career. Ease up in the sense that, like, don't try to force something. Don't try to make something happen, because there's something better for you. There's an opportunity that you guys aren't seeing because you got a little bit stuck in the conventional route, right? It's almost like somebody who goes somewhere and they're like, I'm only going to be here for like a year, you know, and then they end up staying for 5 years. And like, so they're like, I'm going to be here for a year and then I'm going to pursue my dream of being a fashion designer. I don't know. And so you guys are there for like a year, and then you end up staying there for another year. And then instead of pursuing the dream of being a fashion designer, you're now going for a promotion, and now you're like seeing if you can get extra vacation time, and you got promoted to a slightly higher position. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to try to see if I can be a manager, you know, and it's like, hello, you were only supposed to be here for a year. That was the goal. And then pursuing your dream. Right. So I kind of feel like there was a little bit of getting, a little lost in the matrix, in the corporate kind of a dealio, or even if it's your own business, right? It's like there's a little bit of getting lost in the conventional, the standard approach or way of things happening. Yes. And so I feel like, again, God is kind of letting you guys know, like, regardless of gender, try to focus in on more of that feminine energy of receptivity. It's kind of like unclench, relax, go out into nature so that you can ground a little bit more, so that you can be a little bit more present, as opposed to like stuck in that like anxious or like excitement energy, or overexcited, I should say, so that you can bring in things that actually make you happy. Because I feel like those things that you guys were waiting for wouldn't have actually made you happy. You know, it's like you would think, oh yeah, this is gonna make me happy, but it's like not really. This isn't what you want to do. You want it to be a fashion designer, you know? So why do you think that becoming a manager at a bank branch is going to bring you happiness because it gives you some kind of financial stability, you know? So it kind of feels like that. It's almost like as you guys kind of come back into yourself a little bit more, or do a little bit of this grounding or whatever it may be, it'll kind of remind you like, hey, this wasn't the source of happiness for you guys. It was, oh, that's funny. My ring matches the Hierophant card. And I was actually doing the gesture. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, it's kind of like along those lines, okay? It's like that surrender. Let us give you now is not the time for you to take extreme action. Calm yourself first and then try new things. Really assess what it is that you would like to do. What is it that you want to do, and what is your ancestors' voices? You know, it's almost like you want it to be like, if we're using that same example of the fashion designer and then getting a practical job, it's like your family's like, well, it's good. You're supposed to have a practical job. Don't you want the stability, blah, blah, blah. Who maybe wouldn't have even worked out to be a fashion designer or whatever, you know? And it's like the voices of your family and relatives, and even if they don't say it to you, but the fact that it was around you, like that is another restriction that is kind of like keeping you guys like striving for something in a place that you don't want to be in. You know, not really. It's really like a distraction ultimately. So you kind of like getting that groundedness, it's like clearing your head a little bit so that you can be like, actually, I wanted to do this for a long time. So maybe it's time I start considering how I can move in that direction. And even then it's like slowly, but just kind of putting myself in the energy or the idea or vibration of that. Let us see. I am amazed that the Hierophant and the High Priestess came out in the exact same order, where the Hierophant was on top of her, and here same thing, because like usually I never see these two together. Like they'll come up as I shuffle like in different parts, but I've never really seen them on like, you know, one right next to the other, because they're counterparts. They're the same but different. This is just the masculine energy of this, and this is the feminine energy of this spiritual stuff. So I think it's very fascinating. Okay, we'll get back to that. Yeah, even here, look, lineage, ancient ancestors stand beside you. You are not alone. Controversial. New perspective. Yeah, that's exactly, isn't that what we were just talking about? This grounding is going to kind of shift that perspective, right? So that you can start realizing, oh, this is the voice of my family, of my relatives, of my environment. This is not my truth. Oh, my bracelet. My bracelet has rotated. Yeah, so I think and keepers of the earth. Yes, exactly. We're just talking about grounding. So I think it is fascinating because it's like, it is a tie between your soul's calling and the voice of your family, right? And the environment that you grew up in. So it's funny that you have lineage and this, and then responsibility. It's again, it's almost like, you know, in Mulan, how they're showing like there's a duty to your family. There's a duty into what brings honor to your family. But her whole thing is that her duty is to her heart. Right? I feel like that is you guys. That is the voyage you guys are going on, from shifting from the duty to family and this masculine energy that is a little bit toxic, in the sense that it is not coming from a genuine healthy place. It is coming from a lack. It is coming from being told that this is what you need to be doing, from like being told that you need to have a hunger or something along those lines. I'm not saying that's what you were told. I'm just giving an example of how it may not be healthy, right? We all have masculine and feminine energy within us regardless of gender, and both can be healthy or unhealthy. And usually if one side is healthy, if one side is unhealthy, then the other side is unhealthy too, because if you're lacking in one, then the other is going to overcompensate. So I feel like it's about you guys kind of coming into that feminine energy more. So I think it's interesting that we do have I was just saying that, right? This is the masculine energy of the spiritual stuff, and this is the feminine energy. Even here, it's like the masculine is talking, giving directions, all of this stuff. The feminine is just waiting for guidance, waiting for the right moment, getting clarity, getting insight. So I feel like this is really, and that's why it's funny that they say double mission, right? Because you've got both, like it's like the doubles here. So I think that's funny. But yeah, so it really is, it's about you guys choosing you. And then you can figure out other ways to incorporate your family. But I feel like in your career, there's meant to be a shift. There's meant to be a transition into something that has been a goal for you guys when you were younger. Okay, I know this may not be the reading that some of you guys are looking for. You're like, I wanted to know if I'm getting the promotion, you know, and I don't know what to tell you guys. Watching a general reading in regards to finding out if you're going to get a promotion could be a little silly, I think, sometimes, or maybe something along those lines, because there's no guarantee since it's a general reading. But like I said, it feels like you guys feel as though you maybe missed out on an opportunity that is more practical. You're just like, just give me a chance. And God is saying, we don't want you to think of getting chances here. We want you to do the thing that's bigger, that is the calling on your heart, the calling on your soul, the thing that you actually want to do, not just like falling into this corporate scheme of 9 to 5 working day and like coming home to a family and a house and like taking a 2-week vacation a year, you know, like this routine. It's a routine. It's like you guys are not about the routine. That was your family. That was the environment you grew up in. That was what they told you you need for stability. But this is not your life. You guys are meant to find a balance between the two. You're supposed to have this outlet, this creativity, this whatever this calling is for you guys. It's not going to necessarily seem practical for some of you, and that's okay. But it's about how you call in the practicality, okay? And you know, I just kind of smelled, okay, don't come for me, okay? But I didn't even really smell it. It's more like an energetic whiff, right? Because I also got that earlier with like blentzes, I think they're called, like Russian pancakes, blinchiki. With another group, I smelled something else too. It's like some other kind of food or something. But with you guys, I just for like a moment smelled like a fish market. So it makes me think of like if you go to like a Chinatown, I don't know where you guys live, but there's a Chinatown almost everywhere, and like there'll be like a store that sells like live fish and lobsters and crabs and whatever else, you know, like it's there, so it smells. And yeah, so it's interesting that we're talking about this, right? Because it's making me think of like those East Asian cultures as well, right? Where there's this, or just Asia in general, I feel like is like this. I mean, a lot of the world is like this, but I think the West is a little bit more liberal. And Asia, there's more of this structure, this like practicality. Like, what are you talking about following your joy? Like, this is the way that we do things. This is what you should be striving for. Anything else is not acceptable. So I feel like that's what they're trying to tell me here. It's like you're kind of, it's like you have to be able to tell yourself that I'm going to go against what my family wants from me or what they think is right. And I have the courage and confidence to do so. And I don't need their approval for me to live a happy life, especially if me seeking their approval is actually going to keep me sad or not fulfilling my heart's calling. And because really what it is, it's like you morphed yourself into a sort of version of them. When it's like, no, God wants you to be you. God wants you to be authentic to you. What is right for you, not what you have been conditioned to believe the life should be and how the world works, okay? Also, let's take a look at the message from your higher self. Yes, even with this shell, like I'm getting unconventional, okay? It's like, it's not about the practical approach. It's about, like, look at this face. Look how cute and awkward the face in this shell is, you know? It's like, It's almost like you're not gonna get the reactions that you're looking for from people, especially when you start out with this change or transition or coming back to whatever this area of the reading is. But it's not about getting the likes and all of this stuff. It's about just doing what's good for you. it's very important that you guys disassociate your family's approval from the approval of you as a person and an individual, and the worthiness that you guys have, like the approval that you deserve, okay? Because it's almost like your family is not God. Your family's approval is not God's approval. And there is like a thing where it's I feel like your higher self is letting you guys know you will most likely have to do something where you are overcoming adversity, and it feels like a cultural thing or like a family. Like I said, that's why I kept saying family or the environment that you guys grew up in. So you're not meant to be living just a standard, normal, average life, or what is considered practical to be successful. God and your higher self are challenging you to kind of look at what success really means in your life. Because true success is not just money. It's not just about being wealthy, though it may seem that way at times, because money can help you do things that bring more joy, and it can give you stability and security on a certain level. But what you do to get that money makes a big difference on whether that money was worth it or not. And I know for some people this may sound kind of weird to hear, but sometimes prioritizing your happiness over having more money, most of the time, is because it's your life, right? Are you going to live your life, or are you going to just get money like you're collecting rewards in a video game? You know? Getting rewards in a video game is nice, but at the end of the day, it's a video game. You want to go live your life afterwards. It's not about collecting things. You know, it's not about just collecting money for it to just... I'm not saying like don't save money or whatever. Like obviously that's not it. It's good to have a cushion, all this stuff. And if you want to leave something like for a legacy or something like that, you know, leave money behind, that's very admirable. But what is the point of you having a life if it is spent just accumulating something that is monetary? When what makes life worth living is love and experiences and emotions and everything else in between, and joy, following the things that bring us joy and laughter, you know? So I feel like it's a little bit of your higher self is asking you to kind of pull your values into question a little bit, so that you can kind of assess what the next steps for you guys are in career, or even just to understand what it is that you could have been missing or wanting more of, okay? But yeah, that was your reading, group 4. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. I'd also love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. It may take some time for me to respond, but I always enjoy getting messages from you, and seeing like if the readings, you know, like which groups you guys chose, or if you wanted to share something about whatever it may be. Also, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, obviously there's no pressure, but if it would be very much appreciated if you guys did choose to subscribe, as it would greatly support the channel. But again, you guys just being here, I'm grateful for you being here just in general. So no pressure, but if you do feel so called, and if you were like, oh, I want to subscribe to Milka's channel, but then you kind of like forget about it at the end of the videos, this would be like a little reminder, like, oh, if you wanted to subscribe, you could. But yeah, also if you guys are interested, I do personal private readings, custom crystal bracelets, I make them, and custom affirmation songs. So if you'd like to learn more or anything along those lines, you can reach out to me either through the contacts page on my website or through my email on the description box below. I also have an Instagram. The handle is NutAeum, if you would like to say hi on there. Yeah, that was your reading, group 4. I keep wanting to call you group 3, but yeah, group 4. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and so many blessings to you guys. May God continue to bless you, my dear friends. I love you guys so very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye guys. I'll see you in the next one.